A little girl was the reason she went from being unemployed to becoming a millionaire. One night in England in 1997, a young woman in her early 30s, she boarded the train heading home, her young daughter on her shoulder. Her financial situation was almost non-existent. She was living on government benefits, and her life was as difficult as it could be. She had gone through many failures in her life. She lived a hard and unsuccessful life. Her academic performance had always been weak throughout her life. After finishing her studies, she worked for a while as a secretary. Then she traveled to Portugal to work as a teacher. She got married there and had her daughter. But after a while, major problems arose and she got divorced. Because of all the problems, she was forced to seek help from the embassy, which sent her back. Shortly after she returned, her mother passed away. This was the reason she fell into a severe depression, to the extent that she said about herself, "I am the biggest failure in my life." At that time, she realized that being afraid of failure was pointless, because it had already happened. In short, she had nothing left to lose. And on that day on the train, Joanne Rowling started to write. An idea came to her mind on her way home, a fantasy adventure about a young boy living in a magical world. Joanne kept writing wherever she was until she finished the novel. And that became the first part of the famous Harry Potter series. So she began another journey, no less difficult than the one before. This time, it was to find a publishing house to publish her stories. With her remarkable determination, Joanne went to 12 publishing houses and all of them rejected her. And it wasn't just rejection, no. There was also criticism that the novel was long and silly. Until she went to the 13th publishing house, which was a small one. And this publishing house agreed to publish the novel. What's interesting is that this publishing house had initially refused. And here comes the role of the little girl I told you about at the beginning. She was the daughter of the owner of this publishing house. She read the story, liked it, and convinced her father to publish it for her sake. Then the owner of the publishing house started setting conditions for Joanne. First, we won't write your name. We'll only write the initials of your name, JKR. On the pretext that readers don't like to read children's books written by a woman, she agreed to all his conditions and accepted a very small fee. It was £1,500 and only 1,000 copies of the novel were printed. But contrary to expectations, the novel was a huge success. Sequels were written and it was turned into a movie. And the revenues from the books and movies made Rowling one of the richest women in England and even in the world. She went from the bottom to the top. Two things were the reason for Rowling's transformation after God's will: Rowling's incredible determination to succeed, and the little girl whom God made the reason her father published the novel, and in the end, do your part and leave the rest to God. If you felt that this story touched your heart, and if you feel that you need to start a new chapter in your life, even after your toughest moments, just like J.K. Rowling, determination and relying on yourself can completely change your life. And if you have a situation or a question you want to ask, leave it in the comments and I'll reply to it. And if you feel that this story could inspire someone, share the video and help it reach as many people as possible.